Welcome to Bishing's Daily News. Today is the 4th of October 2022. We'll be covering hyperscale data availability for ZK systems, the inevitability of UNIchain, and the history of gaming and its Web3 future. Let's get to it. On October the 3rd, Rabia Fatima.eth tweeted about hyperscale data availability for ZK systems. The following are his main points. We have a concept that how ZK proofs are helping us to achieve scalability. To remind you in short, the ZK proofs allow nodes to verify the transactions without re-executing them. The important thing to note here is that the ZK system solves the computation problem, but they don't solve the communication complexity of a problem. Now you have a low cost and can post a validity proof to Ethereum. Here are two main problems with this approach. One, you don't have the security which you desire, such as in the case of Ethereum. Two, the second problem is that the separate DA layer must be secure with respect to crypto economic theory, because if not, then how can a person be slashed for the non-availability of data? Ethereum provides trust to the dApps and receives fees in exchange. The Ethereum stakers only certify block making, not anything else. For example, we want DA or another execution environment, then we need some other middleware. Middlewares have their own trust networks, for example, oracles and bridges. These middlewares allow us to create a trustless environment. This is different to creating a good distributed system. This is where Eigenlayer comes in. It's a restaking collective protocol. Eigenlayer is a series of smart contracts on top of Ethereum. It allows Ethereum stakers to restake. Restaking means the staking is staking his stake again to Eigenlayer. Now they can provide an additional service for a middleware such as a DA layer. These middlewares can be deployed by a nobody. This is helpful because the marginal cost of opting Eigenlayer is zero, as you are using your stakes here which already has a certain APR. You have the core Ethereum trust, no fragmented trust. On September 29th, co-founder of Nascent, Dan Eliezer, published an article on Medium called The Inevitability of UNIchain, discussing appchain. The following are the main points. Over the past few months, there has been increasing interest shown in application-specific chains or rollups, commonly known to as appchains. The basic idea is having an independent blockchain with its own validators and sequences, focused around a specific protocol or application. As the dominant DEX and with a strong brand, Uniswap is a prime candidate for eventually moving to its own application-specific chain or rollup. It has amongst both the greatest ability and highest incentives among all contracts and applications to move to its own chain. Over the past year, Uniswap version 3 has done a little under 700 billion in volume on Ethereum Layer 1, with over 38.8 million trades at an average transaction size of 17,850. In doing these trades, what costs did traders have to pay? Cost number 1, swap fees. Cost number 2, transaction fees. Cost number 3, MEV. If Uniswap were to migrate the majority of its activity to its own chain, where Uni holders were the validators, it would immediately open up powerful options for both lowering trade costs and capturing value. First, rather than paying large fixed fees in gas to Ethereum validators, those costs will be brought down by an order of magnitude or more, immediately making trades, especially smaller ones, much less expensive and therefore the overall exchange more efficient. Second, controlling the validators and sequences means that the Uni holders will be able to take steps to minimize the MEV cost to traders, such as by implementing threshold encryption, or batch swaps that execute all trades between assets in a block at the same price. To be clear, while we at Nascent believe that appchains will eventually be a major force in the crypto ecosystem, the timeline in which we see this becoming a reality is over 3 years out. Significant advances need to be made to development tools, validator infrastructure, rollups, bridges, wallets, etc. in order for appchains to be a major force in the crypto ecosystem. On September 29th, our research associate in Galaxy Sal, Quadir, published a research report titled The History of Gaming and its Web3 Future, discussing Web3 games. The following are some of his views. Tokens later, game first. Web3 is best suited to augment fun games. not masquerade as the star of the show. Web3 should be seen as a back-end accounting feature that makes in-game digital assets more useful to players. It should not be seen as a panacea that will unilaterally improve games. Major game publishers are cautious about Web3. Ubisoft has walked back on their initial bullish comments towards NFTs. Apple seems to be content to stick with its 30% tax on in-app NFT purchases, despite this decision's likelihood to limit Web3 adoption on its platform. Web3 game development will likely occur at the fringes until mainstream adoption hits another inflection point. Similar to the reluctance of legacy game developers to embrace mobile phones, we predict smart Web3 gaming operators to capitalize on the lack of competition from industry juggernauts. Compositability will be bottlenecked by Layer 1 blockchain ecosystem choice. For example, a game that issues its currency on its own Avalanche subnet will be far less interoperable than a game that deploys to a Solana mainnet. Perhaps massive publishers will aggregate all their titles under a single Layer 1 app chain built on top of protocols like Cosmos. The point is, there's a massive spectrum to the degree with which a developer or game developer will make their in-game digital assets composable with other permissionless protocols. Not everything needs to be on-chain. Good Web3 games will use a mix of off-chain and on-chain assets. On-chain transactions are costly from a transaction fee and data storage perspective. Today, most games are not spending any money at all in-game. The logical conclusion from this trend is that there must be a mix of both on-chain and off-chain assets to cater to all types of gamers. Casual gamers might be best served by assets that live completely off-chain, and this might be preferable for onboarding mainstream users who may not understand the benefit of crypto and Web3 in the first place.
To continue hearing more, please subscribe to beachinventures.substack.com for daily newsletter and follow Twitter account Beaching Ventures to hear the rest. This is Celine from Beaching Ventures. Thank you for listening, and we will see you tomorrow.